Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Jurassic Cold Steel 2. So, one thing we gotta do before we go talk to our Thor's members is we have to find a man named Arbecker. He's around here somewhere. Or woman. Could be a woman. I don't know. Maybe he's inside the HQ? Nope, just General Craig in here. Where is he? Arbecker! Warrant Officer Arbecker. Oh, it's just this book again. I remember trying to find the owner, but with everything that's happened, I've forgotten all about it. Ah, I know. Would you like to have it? Someone might as well get some use out of it. It'd just get disposed of if it's out around here, so you really might as well. Received Gambler Jack 2, Chapter 2. Yeah! Now, across the way at this building right here is a general store. One of our people is here. I don't think we need anything. Let's see what they're selling, just in case. Yeah, nothing we need. Sure. Alright, we'll talk to Monica? Yeah, Monica. It's good to see you all again. I had a feeling you were the new arrivals I'd heard about. Monica! Oh, you're Laura's friend from swimming club. How in the world did you make it all the way here from the academy? Well, back when we were under attack, some of the second-year soldiers escaped. It wasn't long after that when I was lucky enough to have the 4th Armored Division take me in, and I've been helping out ever since. That sounds pretty rough, actually. It beats the alternative. I'm just glad Klein helped us get this far, even if we did end up getting separated. You guys haven't met up with Laura yet, have you? I was kind of hoping that you would have. Me too, Monica. Me too. Us too. We're just not exactly sure where she is right now. We do think we're getting closer, though, so it should just be a matter of time. Really? Trust us. There's nothing to worry about. Yep, we'll find her. Promise. Thank you all. That's really reassuring. Be sure to say hi to her for me whenever you do find her. Of course. And next is yeah, finally made it through the door. Jeez. Right here. Who could this be? Bzzd. Ah, it's no use. I just can't tune in. Is that you, Monk? Oh, hello. I heard you guys were here. Glad to see you're all safe now. You came here with Monica, right? Yep. Did she give you all the details? It's not that interesting of a story, really. Worse yet, it's kind of cliched. Doubt it'd get read on the radio, even if I sent it in. We're not really looking to be gripped here. You're alive. Why are you so down? Why do you think? It's practically impossible to tune into any radio stations out here. Even if, by some miracle, you do manage, it's all war, war, war all the time. It's so incredibly tedious. To make matters worse, there hasn't been an Abentime broadcast since the war broke out. I lived for that show. Lived for it. Oh. That's not the one that Vita hosted, is it? Yes, it was. Reen and I used to listen all the time, but that was back before we knew its host's true colors. Hey, don't let it get you too down. You're still breathing, that's something. I guess. Even if it feels like my love has been stolen from me, I can't stay gloomy like this forever. Wow, that's a pretty deep depression. And let's leave him to wallow in it. We got better things to do. Yes, we do. And now, I think we examined Valimar to continue on with the story. What's up, Valimar? Oh, wait! Well, this is where we're supposed to wait for the captain to finish up her preparations. Is there anything else we need to do, or should we just wait here? Yes! There is something else we need to do. If it lets us. We gotta watch that military exercise on the other side of here earlier in the year, didn't we? That brings back memories. Yeah, I can't say it brings back very fond ones, but it does bring back memories. Just don't decide you want to have a look over there, okay? You can't go too far out. Yeah, we'll be meeting the captain here later if nothing else. Okay. So we can't go that way. Yep, this is where we're supposed to go. We'll just wait.
Sorry to keep you waiting for so long.
Exclamations. Oh. I did turn up the voice volume, so hopefully the music isn't too loud when they're talking now. I don't know why, but it keeps resetting the audio settings, so I'm just gonna have to try to keep an eye on that.
You're not in uniform.
I'd be something of a walking target if we were to travel to any Alliance-ruled areas dressed like that, after all. This outfit doesn't look too strange on me, does it?
No, absolutely not. You just look so different in it that it took me a moment to recognize it was you.
Yeah, it really suits you.
Thank you very much.
Feel like I'm surrounded by horny teenagers all of a sudden.
Can't blame a guy for falling for a pretty girl, Fee. It's what we do.
I think this is one mystery about humans I'm content not trying to get my head around.
You're all ready to depart then?
Oh, now that I think about it, I think I had it turned down because the voice audio in this game isn't as good. It's like it clips. I don't know why, but it clips. I thought turning it down would fix it, but it actually didn't. You can still hear it clipping.
Dad!
When it is turned down.
I've given my subordinates their orders. They will be backing you up as best they can in my absence. Should you need anything, let them know. They will be able to get in contact with me if need be.
Those of you that don't know audio terms, clipping, you'll hear it when they're talking, especially when they're talking more loudly, but it's when you get that kind of like crackling, like kind of fuzzy sound. That's a side effect of clipping. It just means that the volume is too loud for the microphone, speaker, or software, or all three, to handle, and it causes that kind of annoying side effect.
Very well. Leave everything here to us. In return, I will be counting on you to support the young lions of the Academy.
I will, sir.
Elliot, I'm astounded by just how much stronger you've become in less than a year. You might not appreciate me saying this, but everything you've done has just confirmed in my mind that sending you to Thor's was the right choice after all.
Honestly, Dad, I feel the same way. It wasn't what I wanted to do originally, but if not for enrolling there, I never would have met all of my friends. So while I couldn't imagine I'd ever feel this way at the time, I'm really grateful to you now.
I'm glad to hear that. Looking at you now, it's clear that you're finally ready to forge your own path through life and make your own choices. As such, once this war is over and this nation is back to the way it was, if you still wish to live your life as a musician, you will have my full support.
Exclamations.
You'd actually allow that?
I'm true to my word. You needn't rush to decide what you want to do now, though. I imagine that if you keep fighting alongside your classmates, you will eventually realize what you want to do. And a choice reached after long, serious thought is not one you will regret.
Huh. Thanks, Dad. To tell you the truth, I'm really not sure what I want to do anymore. But by this war's end, I'm sure I'll know too.
That's my boy. Well, I wish all of you luck and good health. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
Bye then.
The best to you too, sir.
Take care, Dad.
unfortunately, the clipping is on the recorded audio side of the game, so it's not something I can fix in editing. I can help it a little bit in editing, but it's not really going to do that much when the source audio is the source, but the problem is. I'm not like a major audiophile, but I am a little bit of an audiophile, so stuff like that just kind of bugs me. Could have been fixed, or maybe they didn't realize it was a problem until after they already had all the lines recorded, and at that point it's like, redo all of the voice acting or just deal with it. Probably would choose to just deal with it, honestly. Huh. Why does this place look so familiar? Because it's the end of Ymir Valley. We came here during our trip. Looks like we managed to make it back safely. Wow, we seriously traveled all that distance just like that? My legs feel kind of like jelly. It's astounding what your divine knight is capable of. And in the same vein, it's disturbing to think the Azure Knight may be capable of this as well. You got that right. The last thing we need is that thing showing up in front of us out of nowhere. Keep in mind, using the spirit path consumes plenty of mana, and the places where you can use it are limited. It has its uses, yes, but personally, I think there are too many negatives to design a full-scale operation around it. Oh, just wait. Mana decreasing. Entering inactive state. Valimar? Is he alright? Between the battle earlier and using the spirit path to get here, he must have used up all the mana he had. Just let him rest for a day and he should be able to recover enough to travel again. I guess it's good night for you, huh? Thanks, Valimar. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to reunite if not for your help, so thanks. You need not thank me. Do not hesitate to call me again, should the need arise. Alright, we need to get back to Ymir before the sun sets. Watch your step, okay? Will do. Sorry if I miss editing out any annoying breathing or sniffles or little coughs or anything. I got sick again, had a cold, and I've been getting over it, so it's talking and stuff is still kind of difficult. Baron Schwarzer, dots! He looks like he's sleeping a lot more peacefully now. Father Bernard said his condition has been gradually improving. He also said it will likely be some time before he regains consciousness. I see. If there's anything that we can do to help, please don't hesitate to tell us. We're guests, so we need to chip in and do our part. Reen, your friends are always so sweet. I appreciate the offer, but I know how tired all of you must be. I think it would be best if you spent the day relaxing. Perhaps you could even set tomorrow aside as a day off. But why not? Valimar's out of commission anyway, so we're going to be here whether we like it or not. Plus, you've got to get in some R&R while you still can. It's hard to take it easy when we're still not sure if the rest of us are even safe. As much as I agree with you, Elliot, I think they're probably right. We need to be at our peak when we're not looking for them, when we're out looking for them. Can't argue with that logic. Like Celine said, we're stuck here anyway, so let's make the most of this well-deserved break. Roger. I think I'll start tinkering with the town's communications equipment then. Yeah, because that's a break, sure. Let's take a break. Alright, I'll work. 12/4 Saturday, Ymir Rest Day, Septim calendar 12/04, December. One of the funnest mini games is in this rest period at Ymir. Feels kind of weird having a day off. I guess I could kill time by hanging out with the others. It wouldn't hurt to go out to the valley and get some little light exercise in either. Received bonding points. Bonding points. On days off, you can do bonding events with Reen's classmates and other support members. These events require bonding points. Viewing a character's bonding event raises the link level between Reen and that character. To advance the story, inspect the door to Reen's room and select Rest. Occasionally, there will be key events which must be viewed before proceeding. So let me refer to my handy-dandy guide for a minute here, see what all we have to do. Okay, so looks like what we want to do is do the bonding events first. Let's see, so we've got Fee at the mansion, Toval at the foot bath, Claire over by the station, and Elliot at the tavern, and Machias outside the Phoenix Rings. Cool. I think Fee's in here. Yeah, okay. So we'll just do counterclockwise, basically. I think we'll end off with Toval's. We'll do counterclockwise around Toval and then Toval. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Breakfast was really good today. Your mom's a talented cook. I'm a little jealous, honestly. I wish I could do that. Huh, never expected Fee would be interested in cooking. I'm not great, but maybe I could help her out. Yeah! Well, it's never too late to start, since we've got the day off. Why don't I help you practice? Would you? Thanks, let's do that. Sure, let's move over to the kitchen and get started. So, what are we making? We've got a lot of different ingredients together, that's for sure. Field rations. We've still got a lot more traveling ahead of us, so I thought it'd be a good idea to prep some. Field rations, like the ones used by the army? It's actually not a bad idea, Fee. There's no telling what kind of situation we could find ourselves in. So you know how to make them? Yep, I helped make them back in the Corps, and it stuck with me. Came in handy when we were lying low in Keldic, too. Sounds like learning really paid off. Alright, I'm ready when you are. Fee then began teaching Reen the best way to make field rations, their difference in experience all too obvious. Eventually, the time to sample their new creations came, and... well, they certainly taste unique, in the sense that they don't really taste much like anything at all. It makes me think of the food we had at Gorelia Fortress. This tastes even worse. You don't eat them for fun, though, just to get nutrition in the field. Elliot and Machias didn't have an easy time with them. It was like they had the life drained out of them. No, I get that they're just to have food to eat in combat situations, but why not try and make them a bit tastier? Why? Well, I'm sure you and Captain Claire are used to eating food like this, but to say the rest of us aren't is an understatement. And besides, if you're going to take the time to make food, wouldn't it be better if everyone could enjoy it? I guess. Keeping morale up is just as important as keeping everyone fed. It would be a good chance to put the cooking classes at the academy to use too. Yeah, ready to see what we can do? Thus, the experiment to make a new kind of ration that tasted reasonably edible began. After scouring the mansion, they threw in one ingredient after another. As one might expect, this also led to one failure after another. In the end, they eventually gave up and asked Reen's mother, who was more than happy to help. Colorful. Wow, these are pretty good. Yeah, they are. Hooray. Hard to believe adding a few herbs could make this much of a difference. Seems like there's more to cooking than meets the eye. Agreed. It's not easy, but putting in the effort's worth it in the long run if these rations have anything to say about it. True. I had fun prepping them together with someone too. Unlike in the Corps. Did you say something? Just thought it was a good learning experience. Thanks, Reen. After that, they tried making a few more of their new rations while they still had the recipe fresh in mind. Your bond with Fee strengthened. Link level 7? Oh, I think 7's the max, actually. Reen and Fee reached Link level 7. Right. I thought it was the next game where it increased to 7, not this one. Alright, so next on our list is Claire. What's up, Claire? Last night, I took the liberty of modifying the station's communication equipment to let the village more easily reach the RMP. In theory, this will allow them to inform us of any incoming danger, and in turn allow us to be more thoroughly prepared. Whew, so many run-on sentences. Ideally, I'd also like to make note of any possible points of entry into the village. I can't thank you enough, Captain. The people here can rest easy knowing they've got your team watching over them. No thanks necessary. It wasn't as if I left my RMP duties behind when I decided to accompany you. I believe that it's the best way I can honor His Excellency's legacy, too. I wonder if there's anything I can do to help her keep the village safe. Yeah, we can show her the entry points. Is there anything I could help you with? I want to keep this place safe, so just say the word. Would you mind guiding me to the outskirts of town? There is one concern that I'd like to put to rest if I can. Gladly. Reen guided Captain Claire down the mountain slope to where she wanted to go. Well, here we are. This is the place. This does seem like a safe enough route to go to and from the village. All the more reason it was worth investigating. If it's safe for us to use, then it's safe for would-be intruders to use too. Actually, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it like that before. Still, now we know. I've already seen to it that the route those Jaegers used is secured, but I'd like to take a similar measures here. Now to mark this area on my map as a potential target for security exclamations! Something's here. There's so many of them. They must have surrounded us while we were busy talking, which means this location also has plenty of blind spots. Taking on this many at once isn't going to be easy. We should try and find an opening to... No, there's no need for that. Let me take care of this. It won't take but a moment. Against all of these things?
Suppressing targets. Mirror devices activated.
Gotta put it clear.
Orbital laser fire.
So, the really cool thing about that's implying is that she used the mirrors to bounce the orbital gun's projectile in a magical circle pattern, creating that magical circle and causing the magic. So it's like casting an art without casting an art, sort of, if that makes sense. Anyway, whoa. Like I said, a moment. Still, not only is this an easy route for invaders to navigate, it doubles as excellent camouflage along the way. I'll have to put plenty of thought into how to best secure this route. That was incredible, Captain. Not only did you take on those monsters alone, you took them all down in one fell swoop. I can still hardly believe it. Not at all. There was nothing special, really. I'm only estimating the point of impact for the mirror devices based on their positions, reflection speeds, and trajectories. Performing complex calculations like that on the fly sounds plenty incredible to me. To say nothing of the fact that you're doing it in the midst of a tense combat situation. Okay. So the actual lore explanation, I guess, is that she's legitimately just bouncing projectile off of the mirrors to hit the targets. Still pretty cool. You know, I think I underestimated just how much you're really capable of. Now I know how you came to be known as the Icy Maiden in the first place. I admit, it's a little embarrassing to be praised quite so much. His Excellency was the one to give me that name, actually. I just wish I could have repaid him for all that he did for me. He was the one who gave me a sense of belonging when I had nowhere to go. He gave me a place to use my abilities, but... dots. My apologies. I shouldn't be saying any of this to you. I may have been unable to repay him while he was still alive, but I will do all I can to repay him in what ways I have left. Whoops, hit the Windows key. You can count on us on that front, too. We're not just going to sit back and force everything on you. We want to be there for you when you need it every step of the way. That's sweet. Thank you, Reen. You're welcome, Captain Claire. Once they returned to Ymir, Reen helped Captain Claire improve the village's security arrangements. Your bond with Captain Claire is strengthened to link level 5. Level up. Gives us Rush 2. And next is the tavern for Elliot. Valley's Echo. I was so relieved to find out Dad was alright. The hardest part of our time in Keldic was not knowing, you know? Oh geez, sorry. I really shouldn't be saying this stuff with your dad in the state he is. Don't worry about it. Father Bernard tells me that he's making a steady recovery, and that he should wake up before we know it. I hope we'll get to see yours again soon, Elliot. Me too. But he's out there fighting right now, so I've got to do the same. I can't waste my time just sitting around. Now that he's given me his support, I need to bring this war to an end and finally get on with the life I want to live. Sounds like his dad's parting words are weighing on him pretty heavily. Maybe hanging out with him would help him relax. Yeah. What do you say we go outside and get some air? And if there's anything you want to talk about, I'd be happy to lend an ear. Thanks, Reen. There's actually something I'd like to show you. Think we could go somewhere with a view? A song? A song! Okay, I'm ready. Isn't that the violin you always used back at the academy? Yeah, I managed to bring it with me. I know it was probably the last thing I should have been thinking about then, but I couldn't bear to part from it. That sounds so you. Though, naturally, I didn't get any time to play when we were hiding in Kelvin. It's been about a month, so I'm probably really rusty, but do you mind if I play for a bit? Go for it. I'd love to hear you play again. Alright then, let's start with something nice and simple. Exclamation! Oh, one of the strings snapped. Yep. I shouldn't be surprised. I used it loads back in the wind orchestra. Then there's all that craziness from evacuating the academy, and I couldn't spare the time to maintain it like usual. God. What's wrong? It's nothing. I just got all nervous all of a sudden. I was wondering whether I'd be able to keep enjoying music like I always have. Elliot? To me, music's more than just a hobby. It's an inseparable part of my life. But I know that I'm in the minority there. To most people, it's just something they enjoy to kill time or whatever. And with Erebonia the way it is now, I can't help but wonder if people will even need music the way I do in the future. If one day people will see it as being about as useful as this broken string. That's certainly a lot to have on one's mind. But I'm sure it won't come to that. It'll take a lot more than a civil war to make music disappear. As long as people like me, and like you, continue to enjoy it, it'll always live on. You think so? Remember? Our concert taught us all about the power of music, better than anything else ever could. And besides, a broken string isn't such a big deal. Once it's replaced, you can get right back to playing. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what came over me. As someone who truly loves music, it's my duty to restore Erebonia so everyone can share in my love of it again. Whatever I can do to make that happen, I'll do it. There's the Elliot I know and love. I'm sure all the others want exactly the same thing, too. Thanks, Reen. I feel a lot better after talking to you. You mind helping me replace the string? The two of them worked together to replace the broken violin string. Afterwards, Elliot played for Reen again, the music coming from his violin as beautiful as ever. Your bond with Elliot strengthened. Level 6. Nice. We'll do Machias. He's right here. Oh, he's at the shed. Fancy meeting you here, Machias. What are you up to? Not much, just trying to help out around here. Those Jaegers really did a number on this place, and since they put us up earlier in the year, I wanted to pay them back. That's really generous of you. But don't overwork yourself, okay? I won't. I know how important rest is to productivity, so I'm not going to jeopardize that. Once I finish up here, I'm going to unwind with some long overdue studying. You are the only person who considers studying a form of rest. As grisly a fate as studying sounds, that might not actually be a bad idea. Spend time with Magius, this will consume a bonding point. Mind if I join you? If I help you finish up here, then maybe they'll let us use the restaurant to study together. Can't think of a downside. Then let's do this, shall we? By pooling their efforts, Makius and Reen finished up at the Phoenix Wings in record time. And once they gathered up their study materials, they grabbed a table inside and got straight to studying. And this is why I love Ultra Wide, because we get to see Elliot standing there just staring at us. I can't think of anyone else who would consider studying a break. You're one of a kind, Makius. Well, as easy as it is to forget at times like these, we are technically students. I hope you aren't planning on deriding? That's how you say that, right? Deriding me as a bookworm like Eustace does. I wouldn't dream of it. If anything, I agree with you. It's been over a month since we were last at the academy. And I spent most of that time asleep in the mountains. I haven't had the chance to study at all. We didn't have any opportunities to study while we were lying low in Keldic either, so don't feel bad. But now that we have the chance, I think we should. We can't let the students back at Thor's get ahead of us. If they're even bothering to hold classes like usual, that is. Still, getting together like this makes me think of when we were all studying for midterms. At the time, I was so focused on cramming whatever I could get into my head, I didn't even notice. But looking back, it was kind of fun doing all that together. I was thinking something like that too, actually. Funny how that works. And memories like that are all the more reason why we need to dedicate ourselves to taking it back from the Alliance. Whew, run on sentences. I'm sure I speak for both of us when I say I don't just want to look back on those days. I want to experience them again. Agreed. We've still got plenty of time left to be students, but I don't want to waste another minute. Huh, what are you two up to? Oh, it's both of them. Hi, guys. Wait, are you two studying now? You guys are so weird. And as I so eloquently expressed to Reen earlier, now is the best time to study. You two are welcome to join if you'd like. Cracking open a book will do you some good. I'd rather book it instead. Don't even think about taking one more step, Fee. Well, I suppose I could join in for a while. Welcome to the team. Take a seat here. With 2 new participants secured, their study session began, and together they quietly worked their way through one subject after another, each of them dutifully explained by a very enthused Machias. Your bond with Machias strengthened. Nice, which leaves us. Toval. We'll go ahead and do Toval's bonding experience, or bonding event. Yeah, that. And then we'll probably call the video right there. Finish up the day tomorrow's video. Or the next video. Phew, I'm sure glad we managed to make it back from Keldic, alright. Was it a risky adventure? Sure. Well, we found your classmates and even managed to join up with Captain Claire. So I'd say it all paid off in spades. I'll second that. Thanks in large part to you too. I never could have done half of that on my own. All I did was back you up a little. That's kind of what we bracers do. Speaking of, it's time for me to get back to work. Your mom asked me to do something for her. That's not even a joke either. And after that, I've got stuff dealing with the villagers' defenses. Never a dull moment when you're me. Man, he does sound swapped. We were supposed to be taking a rest. I feel like I should probably help him out with whatever Mom asked him to do. Yes. What'd my mom ask you to do anyway? I can help you out with it if you want. I mean, I am her son. Really? That'd be great. She told me she lost her wedding ring during the chaos of the Jaeger attack. This ain't gonna be easy to find, so an extra pair of eyes is very much appreciated. So stuff like this, like finding a wedding ring and stuff, is the type of stuff that bracers do on normal peaceful days. So yeah, I also remember in the last game, Toval tried to recruit us into the Bracer Guild. So I'm sure he's all too happy to show some Bracer work to Reen. And so Reen and Toval started working together to hunt down the missing ring. As small as Ymir was, searching for a small ring in a place covered in snow was like searching for a white palm on a foggy day. Palm is that little, like, creature thing. However, they persevered, combing the village from top to bottom, and Reen picked up Lucia's... I don't remember how to say her name. Lucia? Yeah, whatever. Lucia's ring. This is it. This is Mom's wedding ring. How did it end up out here? Well, I guess that's that taken care of. I'm glad we managed to find it. You can't get much more important than a wedding ring. No kidding. Thanks for helping me look. Sneeze! Achoo! Oh, the cold's starting to get to you? I'm not surprised. We've been scoping around every region of snowy ground for a while now. Want to hit the baths after we hand this back to your mom? Now that's an idea. Ring in hand, they returned to the mansion, and after delivering it safely to Reen's mother, who was overjoyed at its safe return, they walked together to the Phoenix Wings. Oh, there's an indoor bath too. Cool. Ah, nothing like a hot bath after a hard day of work. It really washes all the tiredness away and brings you back to life. It really does. Thanks again for letting me help you out, Toval. You didn't have to do all that. Shouldn't I be thanking you? And come on, it's all part of the job. Would have taken a lot longer to find without your help, too. Looks like those field studies of yours paid off after all. Maybe. At the very least, I know joining the academy has allowed me to do all kinds of things I couldn't have otherwise. Whether finding Mom's ring so quickly was a result of that or not, it's one of the best things I've ever done. Why did you choose to go there anyway? Were you planning on becoming a soldier? That was the plan originally. Back then I felt as though I was a burden to my family, so I wanted to become independent. I thought joining the army would let me do that while making use of my combat skills. Keep in mind, that was then. Now, I feel like I want to do something else. Something I've decided for myself, rather than feel like I've been pushed into it. I still don't know what that is, though. Kind of pathetic, huh? Not at all. These things take time. Yeah? You know, there was a time when I used to be all alone. I had no friends, no family, no one to rely on at all. Then one day, by total coincidence, I ran into old Mick, who started giving me jobs to take care of as an intermediary. Though at that point, I had lived alone for so long, I kept trying to isolate myself out of sheer stubbornness. Wow. That's kind of hard to imagine, seeing you as you are now. Can't assume a person's always been how they are now. People are constantly changing. Still, despite all that, I went on to meet a certain somebody who changed my life forever, and I eventually became a bracer. It's fate, just like me fighting alongside you guys now. And you never know what fate's got in store for you. Fate, huh? You've got all your classmates at your side, or you will anyway. I'm sure it'll all work out just fine for you. Call it a promise from a guy who's walked a tough road to get where he is too. Thanks. I sure hope that's the case. We've all got our hands too full to do any serious thinking right now. But I'll keep thinking it over when I can. Reen and Toval stayed in the bath for a while longer, enjoying its invigorating warmth, before stepping out and leaving the Phoenix Wings. Your bond with Toval has strengthened. To level 6. Level up. Reen and Toval reached Link level 6. Right, So that is where we are going to call this video. So next time there's a few there's a hidden quest to do and a couple of side things, and that mini game I was talking about, and then that should end part 1 of chapter 1, I think, or maybe
Right.
it ends act 1 part 1. Yeah, it'll end act 1 part 1. So anyway, I'll stop blabbering on, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.